Good morning from Adventure Isle and welcome to Aulani. One of my favorite things that I have done here at Aulani was take an Imagineering tour where they told us all about how Aulani was designed and built. And one of the things that the Imagineers did when they built Aulani was they created tons of these rockwork carvings that are all over Aulani. You can find them both inside and outside buildings. If you see rockwork, take a closer look and see if you can see something carved into that rockwork. I'm going to take a tour around this outdoor area of Aulani and see how many of these rockwork carvings we can find. And we're also not just looking for rockwork, but we're also looking for these little Hawaiian figures called menehune, which are little stone carvings of men, usually doing kind of mischievous things. So we're going to walk around Aulani and see how many of those things we can find. Let's get started. One of the best places to look for both menehune and the carved rock is here in the kids' play area. So we're going to start here. You can see these two little guys hanging out right there. And there are lots of these to look for in the play area. Also in this rock work, you can see there is a fish right here. That is the fish face. And down here, there is an octopus. And just above the octopus, there's actually another one of those carved fish. And there are all sorts of different animals and things carved into the rock work. So you want to keep your eyes open for that when you're visiting Aulani. This area we're looking at right now is the aquatic play area, or menehune bridge. Now let's take a look at the rock. Oh, there is some more fish carved into the rock right there. Another fish. But there are lots of things carved that are not just sea creatures. I have seen a lot of different things. Oh, down here there are some jellyfish carved. There's actually several of them and a little fish kind of going up that rock. So this is very like ocean themed, this rock work. But there is a lot of other carvings in the rocks that we're going to go take a look at. Oh, I can see some more of these menehune. You can see one is hanging here off the side with a jug. And then over here there are some more creatures in the rock. And they're all over Aulani. In almost every piece of rock work you can find some sort of carving. This is a giant carving of an eel that kind of goes up and over this little doorway. And I can't go up right now because the pool area doesn't open till 8 and it is before 8. There is more little menehune. Now we're going to walk around and see how many more carvings we can find. Towards the front of Aulani, here in the lazy river, or the stream as they call it, there are more rock carvings. So you can kind of see up here, that is a turtle. There's also a tree carved out of rock. And I'm sure that there's even more if I was in the river and was looking closer. But also over here you can see that there is a bird. Actually, I think it's a rooster. There is a rooster carved there into that rock work. Oh, and there is a seal carved right here as well. And if you look just across from that, at the koi pond, where Mickey is actually meeting guests for his character breakfast, over here in the koi pond area, I saw a bunch of really cool carvings in here as well yesterday. So let's see how many we can find. Well, right away I can see that there is a bird who is sitting there on top of that rock. There is some more of those tree carvings, and some of these are a little bit more abstract and some of them are more like very direct. Like the side view of the rooster was a little bit easier to spot, and some of these are a little bit more complicated and harder to look for. I think the ones that are harder to find are a little bit more fun. Also, just look at this koi pond. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay. All right, let's go find our next spot. Oh, look, Max is in the character breakfast today. Also, it is Disney, so while you're walking around and exploring, you also want to be looking for hidden Mickeys, because those are generally around. Like this one that my son spotted yesterday that's here, just kind of to the side of a walkway, is a hidden Mickey. And we'll keep walking around and looking for some more of that rockwork carving. Here in this middle area of the stream, I do see one more sea animal that is carved right here. So what I generally try to look for is like circles in the rock work, because that usually means that it's the eye of something. And that's an easy way to spot things that are carved here into the rockwork. But also look how incredible Lazy River is. This is just one part of the huge Lazy River. It goes around a large part of the middle of Aulani and has lots of these cool water features like these waterfalls, which are, spraying water, which are really fun and cool to be in. And we'll get in those a little bit later in the day after 8 a.m. And it's not just creatures that are carved into the rockwork. If you can see down here, I'm looking at the bridge above the Lazy River. There's also like tree roots carved in. And there is also these bowls that are carved as well. I've seen those in several places. And those are traditional bowls that are used in Hawaii for taro pounding. We actually saw them doing that at the luau last night. And there's a look at those branches again. And also just how beautiful is Aulani. So over here in this giant rockwork volcano in the middle of Aulani, there are so many creatures. You could stand here for 10 minutes and probably still not find all of them, but let's at least find a few. This is kind of a good angle. So I can already see a frog. So right here, kind of standing up, is a frog. And then if you look up at the top, I see a fish. You can see the eye of the fish right here. And the fish is kind of poking out. I see some more fish over here. This is the exit to the water slide. There's a water tube slide that you can walk up this staircase and go on. And then just above the exit of the slide, I see another really cool fish right there. And that's just a few things that are carved here into this giant rockwork, but I guarantee that if you stood here for a while and looked around, you'd find even more. There's another fish over here kind of to the side of the frog. And if you want to play a really fun game, you could actually just mute this video while I'm talking and see how many of these you can find on your own without me pointing them out. Oh, and this one here in the middle, I think is actually a sleeping whale. You can see it's got like a face and a nose. And there's also just this really cool boat that's in the middle of the river, which I think is awesome. All right, let's go find some more. Here's a good one that I found on the far side of that volcano that we were just looking at. It is a huge fish coming straight out of the rock. Actually, it might kind of be, I can't tell if it's like a lizard or a fish, but it's definitely a huge creature with a giant face that's coming out of the side of the rock there. And here in the cove outside of Rainbow Reef, which is really cool to check out just in general, there is more fish carved into the rock. And also, I'm just showing you a quick glance at how cool it is to see. And later, when there are snorkeling and divers in here, you can walk right up and see them enjoying Rainbow Reef. Another fun thing to look for too is hidden Mickeys. Oh, I see another one up there. Another fish kind of looking upward. That might actually be kind of like the face of a seahorse. And I'll let you guys judge too, let me know in the comments. Did I call any of these things the wrong name? Did you see something that I missed and didn't point out? Let me know. Have you been to Aulani? Did you see anything cool? There's definitely something happening here. Kind of looks like maybe the back of like a manta ray or a stingray. Take a minute to explore the beauty of Aulani. So now let's play a little game. I'm going to walk around the rest of Aulani. I'm going to be quiet and I'm not going to point, and I'm going to see how many of these hidden carvings you can spot without me giving you any information on them. too?
I was closed yesterday.
Tube? You want to do the tube slide Justin? Or the regular one?
I think I'll put the line for the regular one.
Okay, so I need to go get tube?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're going to die tube. Okay, then you go in there. All right.
Nah, bro, we don't even get old because let's keep going. Well, son, I'm like, good job, guys.
Did you guys find a lot? Was that cool? I think it's super fun to just walk around Aulani and look for those things. I hope you guys thought it was fun too. And we are done with that activity here in Aulani, but we do have a ton of videos about Aulani on our page if you guys want to learn more about this incredible Disney resort, or you want to learn some tips and tricks for your next stay. But we are all done today searching for those carvings and those little characters, and we will see you guys next time here at Adventure Isle.